In this video, we will be talking about hill climbing algorithm, and we will look into this algorithm using the block world problem. So, talking about initially, before we go into hill climbing algorithm, let us talk about local search and optimization problems. So the search algorithms that we have seen so far are designed to explore uh, search spaces in a systematic manner, and it is achieved by keeping one or more paths in the memory and by recording which alternatives have been explored at each point along the path and which have not yet been explored. So, when the goal is found, the path to the goal basically constitutes of the solution to the problem. And this particular searching technique or this particular search process is basically known as the global search algorithm. And up till now, whatever we have been talking about basically constitutes about this search process, which is known as the global search algorithm. However, in many problems or in most of the problems, the path to the goal is not relevant or irrelevant. For example, we had a discussion on 8 queens problem where basically we were more concerned about the final configuration rather than the path or the way in which that configuration has been achieved. So we do not have to bother much about how we have achieved it, but whether we have achieved the goal or not was the primary concern. And if the path to the goal does not matter much, okay, or if the path to the goal is not very relevant, we might consider a different class of algorithms which are known as local search algorithms. This local search algorithm constitutes of those problems where the path is not very much important or relevant, and it generally operates on a single current state instead of multiple paths and moves to the neighbor of the state. Now, this neighbor of the state is also chosen in a very typical manner in case of a local search algorithm, and we will discuss that how when we do hill climbing algorithm. So, talking about the various algorithms which follows local search process, here uh, the path of the search basically is not retained in the memory. That means we do not, unlike the global search algorithms where the path was important and hence those path needs to be stored, but here the path is not very much relevant, hence it is not retained or not stored in the memory. So hence we can define local search algorithms to be those algorithms where the goal instead of path is important, and it will be operating by making use of just a single current state. That means it will not have information about the entire problem space, it just have a localized information about the current state, and instead of multiple path it will just be considering on that particular point at that time, and it will take just one step at a time. That means it will just move to the neighbor of that state. Now, coming to the advantages of this local search algorithm, basically, since it does not, here we have already discussed that since the path of the search is not retained, so it uses less memory or a constant amount of memory is used, and they can often find reasonable solutions in large or infinite state spaces for which systematic algorithms are not suitable. So these things also we will be discussing when we will do an example on this. So basically we have to understand that when we are doing local search algorithm, we do not generally consider all the path, and that is why we do not need to store the path in the memory, and hence it will use a very limited amount of memory, and it also can find out um, reasonable solutions. Maybe not the optimal solution, but a good solution would be found in a large or infinite state spaces, for which systematic algorithms generally takes longer amount of time, or might take consume more resources as compared to the local search algorithm. And it is also useful for solving pure optimization problems, in which the aim is to find the best state according to an objective function. Now here objective function basically relates to the evaluation function, or um, let's say the heuristics or heuristic function, which is associate heuristic value, which is associated with that particular problem. So if we have a heuristic which is associated with that particular problem, or an objective function or an evaluation function associated with that search space, and using that evaluation function we have to find out the best state, then we can consider making use of local search algorithm, because they are used to solve pure optimization problems. That means in order to find out the best possible solution. Now, some terminologies we have to understand before we actually move ahead with this concept. So, first of all, we have to discuss about the state space landscape. So, state space landscape basically is defined by the combination of location, which is defined by the state, plus elevation, which is defined by the heuristic cost function or the objective function. So, these two are the parameters which would be defining the landscape. That means what is the current position or current state of current node or current point from where the search would start. Okay, and also the elevation. Now elevation here, it is defined by the heuristic cost function, and generally this heuristic cost function we will consider as the minimum when it comes to cost or the objective function. And what do I mean by this? We will be discussing this shortly. So we just have to remember at this point that we can define the location as well as the elevation, and both of these parameters will be constituting the state space landscape. The next important point that we have to remember is the cost. Now cost is basically global minimum. Global minimum is generally what is our aim. Suppose I have to reach from point A to point B. Okay, so if I have to reach from point A to point B, essentially my target would be to find the lowest or the least cost, right? So from point A, let's say I have to reach point B, so I will be considering the minimum amount of cost which is involved in reaching from point A to point B, and hence it is termed as global minimum. And this minimum means it will be less than all possible all possible paths. Okay, so it might have three different paths. So from A to B, it will be considering the least amount of cost involved. Okay, and the next one is the objective function. Now aim of the objective function is to find the highest peak, which is the global maximum. That means, what do I mean by global maximum here is that objective function generally is the evaluation function. So evaluation function would be in its highest point when it will be considering the global maximum. Okay, so if we are considering the objective function, which is basically depending upon a heuristic, we have to find out the maximum heuristic, that means the maximum estimation value or the maximum heuristic value which is associated with that particular um, problem, so that we can maximize this objective function in order to reach it. And the fourth one is complete local search. So this will be finding out if there is any goal or not, and only then we can consider that the local search is complete. And here we can consider that the local search is complete whenever we have reached a global maximum or global minimum. Global here, if we are considering global, global means that out of all the values, okay, it is like out of all the values. Suppose I have a number of values a, b and c. So out of all these values, which has the highest value in terms of objective function, so that we will consider as global maximum, and which has the lowest value in terms of cost, that we will consider as the global minimum. So we always have to remember that we always have to maximize the objective function and minimize the cost. Only then the local search strategies will become successful. So now moving ahead with this concept in hill climbing algorithm. So basically this hill climbing algorithm is a simple it's a simple algorithm which resembles a natural hill climbing process. Okay, so what happens in hill climbing, let us consider this as a hill. So if we start climbing from this point, it will move ahead in this direction until we reach the highest peak. Okay, so once we reach this highest peak, the search is completed. Now from this point it will be on a downward direction. That means it will no longer be having a higher value. Now what is the concept about this hill climbing algorithm? It is simply a loop which continuously moves in the direction of the increasing value. Okay, so suppose a person is climbing from this point to a hill, so it will go on moving to the next point until and unless it gets a value which is higher than the current point. Okay, that means it always will have an uphill move. It terminates when it reaches a peak and no neighbor has the higher value, and the algorithm does not maintain a search tree, so the current node data structure need to record only the state and its objective value. So if it is at this point, it will record only this state and the associated objective function value. If it is finding that it is reaching the maximum objective value which is at this point, okay, so that means the search will be terminated here. Now hill climbing does not look ahead beyond the immediate neighbors of the current state. This always we have to remember. So this hill climbing basically it is used in order to solve several problems like 8 queens problem. A traditional approach is a example can be an 8 queens problem. So those kind of problems can be used or can be solved using this hill climbing approach, because it has a very simple concept. It cannot backtrack to the original position. Okay, and we have to remember that it will always go to a point from a current point. It will go to the next point if that next point has a higher value. So if this is the current state, so here we have mentioned as this is the current state, it will move in this direction. It is moving in this direction because the next point which it is finding here is basically having a higher value than the current point. That means the objective function is higher at this point than at this point, hence the move will take place from this point to the next point, and it will go on continuing until it reached a maximum value, and then the search will terminate here. So this is the primary goal of hill climbing algorithm. And these are certain sections which is known as flat or a plateau, and there are also various stages like ridges, and there is another concept which is known as local maximum here. Now the aim of hill climbing algorithm is to find out the global maximum. Okay, global maximum is the highest peak among all the peaks of a hill or all the peaks of a search space, whereas local maximum are the smaller peaks which are available in the entire search space. So this we have to remember, that global maximum is the maximum objective function objective function value that we can have in that space or search space. However, local maximum are the smaller peaks which are available in that search space or in that state space, and these can prove a potential failure point for hill climbing algorithms. How? We will look into this with an example. So if we are talking about hill climbing algorithm, the first point that we have to remember is that it is a variant of generate and test. By talking about variant of generate and test, so this is a process, basically generate and test. So what happens is, from a point A, it will generate the next point which is point B, and it will test against the objective function value or objective function whether the objective function which is at B has a higher value, or the state which is at B has a higher value than A. If it has a higher value than A, this test is passed, so the direction or the move will take place from A to B. Similarly, it will generate the other nodes from B, and it will go on testing if the state of the next nodes from B are having a higher value as compared to B. If it is having whichever it is node is, or whichever uh, next node or next step is having a higher value than B, it will progress in that particular direction. So it always moves uphill, that is moves in the direction of the increasing value. So from one point, if it is moving to the next point, that means that the next point has to have a higher value in terms of the objective function as well as the state when we are comparing it with the previous point. It terminates when it reaches peak and no neighbor has the higher value. So if we look into this diagram, so it will terminate at this point. Okay, similarly it will terminate at this point because the neighbors do not, the next neighbor which is at this point or at this point does not have a higher value as compared to the peak, so it will terminate at this point. The fourth important point is that it does not maintain a search tree. So the memory which is needed in order to store the hill climbing um, parameters or the nodes is very limited, or maybe constant. You can consider it as constant because only the node and the state information of that particular node is stored in the memory. So there is a current node which record the state and its objective function value as already mentioned, and it will move in the direction of the increasing objective function value, and it does not look beyond the intermediate neighbors. Suppose here if we consider, so if I am having this as an intermediate neighbor and maybe this would have been another intermediate neighbor, so it will not be looking into this point, it will simply be looking, having the information only about this point. Okay, so once it reaches this point, maybe it can have the information about the next neighbor, but until it reaches this point, the next neighbor is not analyzed. And it is also known as greedy local search because it grabs a good neighbor state without thinking ahead about where to go next. Okay, So generally it fails because of this. Most of the time it fails because of this strategy, because it generally grabs a good neighbor state, that means a higher valued neighbor state, without thinking ahead about where will it lead to. Suppose if I'm considering this point, if I'm having this local maximum, okay, so once it reaches this local maximum, it will simply terminate the search. However, the main objective was not to find out the local maximum but to find out the global maximum. So since from this point it found that the next value, increasing value, is towards this direction, so the search went ahead in this direction. However, if the search would have taken place in this direction, it would have reached the global maximum. So this is what is a drawback of the hill climbing algorithm, because it does not look beyond the immediate neighbors and it just takes a good neighbor state. Okay, so which might sometimes lead to the termination of the hill climbing search without actually finding out the solution. So this is just an algorithm of hill climbing algorithm. So there is a function which is known as hill climbing, and it takes the problem as the input, and it returns a state which is a local maximum or a global maximum. So here it is mentioned as local maximum because if it is a local maximum, then also the search terminates. So input is basically a problem, and local variables, we have a current which is a node and a neighbor which is also a node. So current, actually it is initialized with the initial state of the problem. That means it will have the state as well as objective function which is associated with this particular node, and after that there is a simple loop which will uh, consider the neighbor node as a higher value. So this should have been higher, so it is a higher valued successor of the current. So there is, the current node will have a higher value successor, and this will basically be the neighbor. So without this condition, that means without having a higher value, the state of the algorithm will not progress or move from current to neighbor. So it is not possible. If the value of neighbor is less than or equal to the value of current, then return the state, um, return to state which will have the current as the current node as the state. Okay, otherwise the current node would be the neighbor. So we have to understand that from the neighbor, from the current node, we will progress to the neighbor only if it is greater than the current. Otherwise it will be resorting to the um, same state and not move to the neighbor. So this is the simple algorithm which is associated with your hill climbing algorithm or hill climbing strategy. So we simply have to maintain two information. One is the current node information and the neighbor node information, and associated objective function as well as the state of the current and the neighbor node. And we also have to remember that it will proceed from current to neighbor if and only if the neighbor has a greater value than the current node. So it will fail in the following situations. So first situation is the local maxima. So local maxima, as already discussed, if we look into this particular diagram, so local maxima is this condition where it has a higher objective function, no doubt, but it is not the highest value or the highest peak of the entire search space. So sometimes what happens is, after the search reaches at this point, since it got a higher value or the neighbor node do not have a higher value than the current node, the search will terminate here. Okay, so in under this situation, the hill climbing algorithm would fail. That means it might get stuck here and not proceed in any other direction. So what could be one of the possible solutions? So possible solution can be backtracking and going to the earlier node and then go in a different direction. So suppose from here, generally backtracking is not allowed in hill climbing algorithm, or backtracking is not the normal procedure which is observed in hill climbing algorithm. But if it gets stuck in the local maximum, yes, it can backtrack and move to a previous point, and then it can consider the next possible direction, which is this. Okay, so this can be one of the possible solutions of a local maxima stuck hill climbing problem. Okay, otherwise it can also adopt a random uphill move or random neighbors. So it can either backtrack as already discussed, otherwise it can also consider random neighbors. That means not consider just the immediate neighbor, but randomly it can consider any other neighbors, but just one neighbor. And the next one is it can also consider random uphill moves. That means in any other direction. We also call it as stochastic hill climbing algorithm. So basically we can adopt any of these strategies in order to fix the problem of getting stuck in the local maxima. The next is the ridge. So ridge is another problem which is associated with hill climbing. That means suppose in this particular hill climbing, this particular search space, so if we are considering this point, so this looks like a ridge. So that means if it reaches this point, essentially it will be having different other values, values which are associated at this same point. It might have such a ridge like condition. So we can generally see ridges in hills. So in those ridge, like small peaks are there. Okay, it is not local maximum situation also, but small peaks, something like a zigzag situation. So small peaks are there. So those peaks, it will have an effect. Okay, so just 1 second. So those peaks, it will have this particular, when you are considering this hill climbing algorithm, so those peaks also pose a problem, because whenever we are considering something like this, so let's say this is also a ridge like situation. Okay, so something like this, so this is basically not a proper peak, but it is just a small wave like condition which is there. So if it is, we are having such type of condition, then also the hill climbing algorithm gets stuck and it fails. Okay, so how to come out of this ridge like situation? So we have to move in several direction at once. So if we can move in several directions, if we make the algorithm move in several direction, then we can come out of this ridge and our algorithm will not fail. The third one is plateau. So plateau is basically a flat curve which we observe in the hills. Okay, so something like this we have. So plateaus, if we get stuck here, that means all the neighboring nodes or all the neighboring points, they have the same value as compared to the current node. So at that point of time also it will fail. That means it will get stuck. So what we can do is we can make a big jump and try to get a new section of search space, and can also limit the sideways move. Okay, so this is basically what, when we are considering a big jump, that means we are changing the heuristic, or we are changing the value of the objective function of this entire search. Okay, so this is the theoretical aspect of the hill climbing algorithm, where we understood that hill climbing basically always considers an uphill move, where it will move from a one point to another point only when the next point has a higher value than the current point, or it will move in the direction of the increasing value, and it might get stuck in these 3 points, which is known as local maxima, ridge and plateau, and we have different strategies to come out of all these points. Okay, and talking about the advantages of this hill climbing algorithm, we can consider two different advantages. One is it takes lesser amount of space, and it can find out considerable solutions, or it can find out what do you call that, reasonable solutions in infinite or current or continuous state spaces, for which most of the algorithms are not very much suitable. So talking about the blocks world problem, so this is basically a problem, a classical problem in AI, which is used. So here this is the goal state. Okay, so we have the goal state here, where we have blocks from A to H, and it has to be arranged in this fashion: A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H. So all these have to be arranged in this order, and we have the initial state as this. Okay, so this is not arranged in the same manner as the goal state, and our primary aim is to find out what is the next possible step or next possible state into which this initial state will move in order to reach this goal state. For this, we have considered the heuristic as add 1 for each block sitting on the correct block. That means if B is sitting on A, this is the correct representation, so it will have 1. A should be on the ground, so it is having 1. B is on top of A, so it will have 1. C is on top of B, it will have 1. D is on top of C, it will have 1, and so on. So the total value of the goal state is 8. If we add up all of this, the total value is 8. However, if we are considering the initial state, okay, so initial state B is, the block B is placed over the ground, which should not have been the situation. So hence it is given as -1, because what was our heuristic? We added 1 for each block sitting on the correct block, but B is not sitting on the correct block. That means B should not have been on the ground, so it is given as -1. Again, C is correctly sitting on B, so it is +1. D is correctly sitting on C, so it is +1. Likewise, it will go on until it reaches A. So A was not supposed to sit on H. A was supposed to be sitting on the ground. So we are associating -1. So if we add all of these, what is the output that we are getting, or what is the value we are getting? 6 minus 2, which is equal to 4. There are 6 ones and 2 minus 1s, so 6 minus 2 is equal to 4. So the initial state, it has a value of 4, and the goal state, it has a value of 8. So let us consider the initial state, which is S1. It has the value of 4. Now in order to move from S1 towards the goal state, let's say if we're considering the state S2, S2 should have a value which is greater than 4. Only then we can adopt that particular state. Let us check what is the next state, which is S2. So in S2, what we did, we removed a block from H and placed on the ground. So from here we straight away place this on the ground. So when we place this on the ground, so what is the situation now? A is on the ground, it should have been correctly sitting on the ground. Yes. So we will associate 1 with A. B is not correctly sitting on the ground because B should have been sitting on A. So it is -1, and the rest of them are correctly sitting on each other. So here, since B is not correctly sitting on the ground, or B should not have been placed on the ground, so it is associated with -1. So now if we consider the value of S2, so S2 will have 7 minus 1, which is equal to 6. So 6 is greater than 4. S1 S1 value we got as 4, and S2 value we got as 6. We are getting it as 6. So 6 is greater than 4, hence this state would be accepted. That means I can move from S1 to S2 because we are having a higher value in S2. Now from S2 there are 3 possible options. That means we can generate 3 different nodes. The first node is we can take A back to where it was, that means on top of H. The next move or the next node could be I can bring H down to the ground. Okay, and the third option could be I can simply place H on A. Okay, so these are the 3 different nodes which are generated from S2. That means the first one is I will simply bring back A from the ground to H, okay, which is this. The next one is I will bring H also from here to ground, okay, and the third option is I will bring H from here to on top and place it on top of A. So let us first analyze the first node that we have generated. So if we are considering this node, so since H is not correctly sitting on A, we are associating -1 here. Again, B is not sitting on ground correctly, so we are associating -1 here. The rest of them, they are sitting in the correct position, so 1 is added here. Now if we are considering state 3, what is the value we are getting? We are getting the value as 4. 6 minus 2, which is 4. In the next state or the next node which it has generated, so H is placed on the ground, but according to the goal state H should not have been on the ground. So we have to associate -1 in place of H, and B is also not sitting correctly, so here also -1. Others are sitting correctly in their own respective positions, so we will not be we will be associating 1 with all of them. So when we consider this, here also we are getting the value as 4. And the third possible option, which is bringing back A from the ground to the top of the stack. So here also we are getting the value as 4. So all 3 options or all 3 nodes are generating the values as 4, 4 and 4. So which node should we take from S2 in order to reach to the goal state? None of these options or none of these values are possible because they are lesser than S2. Okay, so the hill climbing algorithm will quit here because it will consider that it has already reached the local maximum here. Okay, so in the S2 it has already reached the local maximum, which means that local maximum is found and S1 looks more acceptable as more blocks lie on the correct order in the single structure. So the heuristic function needs to be changed here. That means since it has reached a point where it is the neighboring nodes do not have higher value then the current node, the search will terminate here. Okay, now this can be rectified, or this can be solved if we change that objective function, or we change the heuristic function which is associated with this particular problem. That means instead of add 1 for each block which is sitting on the correct block, we have to make certain changes to this heuristic function so that we can proceed to the next step and finally reach the goal state. Now when you look into this particular problem, so the initial state was this and the goal state was this. So since we used a heuristic that we are adding 1 for each block, we got a situation where we had to return to S1 state and considering it as the best possible option, because it is all of them are basically in a same structure, or all of them are basically in a single structure. Definitely S2 has a higher value than S1, but S2 cannot be considered as the local maximum, because it is considering, it is whenever I'm moving A from top to the ground, it is making two structures. However, our aim was to make just one structure, right? The goal state was in the goal state there was just one structure or one single block or one single stack. But if we're considering state 2, which has a better option, no doubt, from which has a increasing value as compared to S1, but we cannot consider as this as the local maximum, because it does not have a it has two different stacks or two different structures. So we have to consider that this is the best possible local maximum which is obtained for the Bloxworld problem using this heuristic. Now if we change the heuristic slightly, that means if we modify the heuristic that for each block having the correct support structure, add 1 point for each block, else subtract if not. That means now we will be considering the supporting structure. That means if this is the goal state, okay, so we will be adding 1 point for each block if it is having the correct support structure. Now for example, A should be on the ground. Yes, it is on the ground. We will associate 0. B, the support structure should be A, so we are associating 1. Okay, then C, the support structure should be B and A, so we are associating another one here, which is becoming 2. D, the support structure is correctly placed, so we are adding 2 plus 1, which is 3 here. Again E, correct support structure, so 3 plus 1, which is 4. F, the correct support structure is E, D, C, B and A, so we are adding 4 plus 1, 5 here. So in the goal state our total value will come as 28. Now this was our initial state. Now since B is not sitting on the B should not have been sitting on the ground, but we will not be associating the first block here, because the first block generally we do not know whether it is in the correct support structure or in the wrong support structure, so we will associate 0 here. Okay, now when we are considering C should be supported by B and A, right? So since it is not supported by B and A, so -1 is associated here. It is supported by B, but the other structure is A, right? So A is missing here, so -1 is added. Then D should be supported by C, B and A. Since it is not supported by A here, so another -1 goes up. Again likewise for E, F, G, H and A. So all of them will be adding -1 into each of these blocks. So here also if we calculate the total, we get as -28. Okay, so now from here we have to generate the next node. So the next node, like our previous step, we will consider removing A from the top of the stack to the ground. Okay, now the value of A also will become 0. Why 0? Because this is the first block which is lying above the ground. Okay, and B also will have 0. So both these blocks we will be having 0, and the others we will be having the same way as before, because the others are not supported by the correct support structure. Now when we are totaling this up, we will get the value as -21. Now -21 is greater than -28, hence S2 can be a possible solution. So we will move from S1 to S2 now. Now after S2, again we are left with three different options. That means moving H from top of the stack onto top of A, or moving H to the ground, or moving A back from the ground to the top of the stack. Now when we are considering S3, okay, so that means placing H on A. So A and B, they will have 0 because this is the ground level, we do not know, and we have to associate 0. Now H is not sitting on, should not have been supported by A, so it is -1, and the others will have the original value. So when we are totaling this up, we get -16. Okay, S4 when we are considering, now H is also placed on the ground, so whatever is placed on the ground we will consider as 0, because up till now we cannot identify whether we have been correctly supported by the support structure, we have been supported by the correct support structure or not. So we will place it on the so we will consider 0 for all these values. Okay, so this is 0, 0 and 0. So this should have been 0. The sign here does not make any sense. So, and the others will have the associated values. Okay, now when we are totaling this up, we get -15 as the value. And the S5, that means the third option, that means we are removing A from the ground to back to the top of the stack. So when we are doing this, we get the same value as that of our initial state, and it comes out to be as -28. Now when we are considering S3, S4 and S5, we can find a minimum value or a maximum value among all of them. That means -15, which is higher than 16, -16 and -28, and S4 is also higher than S2. Value of S4 is higher than S2. That means -21 is less than -15. So from S2 we can now move ahead with S4, right? So initially when we considered the previous heuristic, we got stuck here because there were three different options, and all of those options had the same value. However, in here when we slightly modified the heuristic, or we modified the objective function, we found out that we could actually move with the next best possible neighbor. So here S4 can be chosen as S4 is greater than S2, and in this way we can go ahead in multiple different steps in order to complete the entire search and finally reach the goal state, which is this. Okay, so this is how basically hill climbing algorithm takes place, or how hill climbing strategy basically works for most of the problems. It will consider the initial node, and it will work upon some objective function as well as the state of that current node, and consider the next possible node, that means generate the next possible node, and it will also test it against the value of the current node, and if it is found suitable and higher, it will move to that direction. We also discussed the failure scenarios where it can fail in local maxima, ridge and plateau. However, if we consider the solutions associated with it, we can easily come out of this failure. So this is all about hill climbing algorithm. We will talk about more on local search algorithms in our next session. Thank you.